Join Prophecy Talk for analysis of world events and unfolding Bible prophecy, brought to light by prophecy expert and author Erika Grey of www.erikagray.com.
We are but a few days into the new year, and we are seeing the new year begin with conflict. Vladimir Putin, in a new security document, named NATO and the U.S. as direct threats. North Korea's New Year's message was to let everyone know it was ready for war. Brussels began the new year with no festivities because of a terror threat. And Saudi Arabia began the new year with 47 executions that included a peaceful cleric, and Iranians stormed the Arabian embassy, and torched it. Saudi Arabia responded by cutting off diplomatic ties with Iran. For the United States, the year began with a grim, dire prediction from the Financial Times concerning the U.S. stock market. We had a gunman open fire in a pub in Tel Aviv, and other reports of terrorist mayhem, which included ISIS's direct threat to invade Great Britain. The European Union, on the other hand, further unified by creating in December the EU Border and Coast Guard Agency. A big bang, or should I say a 6.7 magnitude earthquake, struck northeast India. Already the start of the new year is continuing apace with end-time signs of the times. And now for my predictions. In the United States, we have an election coming up. Whoever gets elected, expect business as usual, and that the incoming president will not stop the United States' decline. Those of us who follow Bible prophecy believe that the U.S. dollar will cease to be the world's reserve. This is inevitable because we already know the United States is not going to be the future world's leading superpower. We are hearing positive news about the recent rate increase and the positive state of the U.S. economy. The Fed's policy of keeping the rates at near zero for so long while pumping so much money into the economy was a giant experiment, and it artificially propped up the U.S. stock market. Now that the rates have increased, it has strengthened the dollar. Peter Schiff of Euro-Pacific Capital stated that he believes the negative rates have so corrupted our economy, he does not believe it can survive under any other condition. Economist James Rickards believes the Feds will ease again by the end of the year. While I do not believe that 2016 is going to be the year of the dollar collapse, I do believe that we are going to hit some economic bumps in the middle toward the end of next year. We will continue to see the escalation in violence, and conflicts are being experienced everywhere. In conversation, I've never heard of more people having disagreements in the workplace and within families than at any other time. There are many stories that are not in the news that support this trend. Thus, in 2016, we can expect the world to become more chaotic, and we already see this at the start of this year. It is going to be more difficult for world leaders to navigate in this environment, but we are seeing everyone hold their ground and not back down, such as Iran saying in the face of U.S. sanctions that it will build more missiles and not back down. We will continue to see nation rising against nation and it creating pandemonium. We will still see our record-breaking weather. There might be some lulls in seasons, but we can expect one or two large-scale disasters, and I mean large-scale, causing more deaths than in times past. Expect to see more strange animal behavior, such as what occurred with the walruses. Essentially, expect to see the ecosystem go out of whack, which is what we are seeing, and more issues with the disappearance of bees and weather extremes that produce overpopulation of some bugs and kill off others that are important. All of this leading to the great famine that will occur in the first half of the tribulation. On the technology front, expect more breakthroughs and the refining of brain technology, nanotechnology, and in the area of the internet and mobile phones. We might even see a seismic shift in technology. Those in the digital technological world are stating that there will be more implantable devices, and this is the next step in technology. We can expect to see the beginnings of those by the end of the year. Do not think in terms of more problems for the EU means it will break up, but rather more problems means that it will push it to unite even further. The EU is going to face the possibility of Brexit this year, which is not really followed in the U.S. news, but is a key for Bible prophecy watchers because this might add impetus to the EU forming its inner core. This group of members will move forward into political union ahead of the other members and will end up being 10 nations that line with the prediction of the EU in its final form in the Revelation. The second core would be associate members. Both will have chambers within the EU's Council of Ministers. Great Britain will not exit the European Union. Israel, which is at the heart of Bible prophecy, will remain in conflict. The U.S.-sponsored peace process deteriorated, as did the Oslo Accords, and as much as the nations of the world are advocating a two-state solution, which also recently included the Pope on Christmas Day, that solution, which does not line with end-times Bible prophecy, is not looking possible. 2016 might be the year that we see the torch switching from the United States. France has already jumped in and proposed a quartet, adding 19 more countries, and they met to discuss solutions to the conflict. France is part of the European Union, and the EU has its own common foreign and security policy represented by Federica Mogherini, Vice President of the Commission. Ultimately, France's initiative cannot conflict with the EU, but can help shape it. 2016 might very well be the year we begin to see these changes.